this might be very well, without lying, without over-exaggerating, the most beautiful K engine I've seen so far on the channel. Look at that, the carbon fiber intake alone. It's not ETVs, right?
No, it's still single throttle.
Single, but still, look at that. We can just like, you know, the whole video can be just you guys staring at this, and I think you will be fine. But you probably want to see where it's in. Well, it's a K24 in an EG of Ben. Thank you very much for the invite. This is like, when you open the bonnet, I'm like, oh my god. And I mean, when you already said it's a K24 swapped, and we all know how much we love Honda's like, I don't know when I'm gonna build mine, but it's gonna be soon. The more I drive them, like the more dangerous it gets for my wallet, bank account, and future plans to have a family. Yeah, what should I say? I mean, yeah, I guess take it away. What's in the engine underneath? What's?
So it's a K24 Frank, fully built, like 12.8 to 1 compression, Eagle rods, stage 3 Brian Cower cams, titanium springs and retainers, 4-piston oil pump, ported heads, light flywheel and big air in, a lot of air out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the main feature.
And then the numbers, you said 311?
311 on the dyno.
On the dyno, so on the engine or the wheels?
At the engine.
The engine, 311.
And it weighs 948, I think.
948, wow.
Weighed.
And it has also some torque. I mean,
it made good torque. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. But
we don't care about torque in Hondas.
you don't have torque anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So. But still revs to up to 8.8.
8.8, yeah. I did get the bottom end all balanced and everything to make sure we could get the revs as high as we could get.
Nice.
And that's why it's got the 4-piston oil pump to stop the oil cavitating at the high RPMs.
Amazing, amazing. Lots of many other goodies like engine mounts.
So I do actually have another air filter that sits right behind the front bumper, but it is quite noisy. And with obviously the weather yesterday.
Yes, it was quite rainy. So imagine however it's going to sound like in a bit. It probably can be even louder. So maybe for some other time. For the rest, cooling, everything is good. Oil cooler, radiator. We are on Air ones. It looks like upgraded brakes as well, or?
Yeah, 282 off an Integra. We've got Carbotech XP10 pads, RPB discs on the front. And then the rear has got a disc upgrade, I believe, from an EK4. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Really?
And then
is it stock drum brakes or what?
Stock drum brakes on this. Oh, we've also got a 1-inch brake master cylinder upgraded. EBC yellow stuff pads. Didn't want to go for something too hard that's going to lock the rear up, and these have actually been perfect.
Good.
So I'm really pleased with that.
Excited.
And then full 3-inch system. About to get another silence put in it, just to quiet it down a bit more, but it is pretty good. It's not too loud, surprisingly.
Nice. I'm super excited. EG's is an amazing platform. It has the double wishbone front suspension together with EK, and I think it's the lightest of them all, kind of, because I know many drag racer boys are using these platforms because I think
there's a lot of weight.
Yeah, well,
it's non-existent on these compared to some of the, especially later on. I did have an EP3 before this.
Yeah.
I actually built the engine for my EP3, but this come up and I thought let's lose some weight.
Nice.
And went down the EG route.
So is this actually a 6 gear or?
Yeah, 6 gear.
Nice.
Acuity shifter.
It's funny, the guys from Acuity actually messaged me, I think even yesterday when they saw the video of the EK4 that I drove. They're like, oh, it's so cool seeing you driving. If you need anything for your car, let us know. I'm like, no, stop saying that. I want to build a K series, but not yet. Stop encouraging me.
They make some of the best Honda parts, I can really say that.
Yes, yeah, well, we'll definitely keep them in mind. Well, anyway, to be honest, today's been an absolute mass disaster. I've done 2 laps in the last 6 hours because after first 4 hours when I only done 2 laps, I said, I'm gonna have a break. So let's hope that the conditions became a bit better. All right, we made it to the track. Let's see. Obviously gonna take me a couple of corners to get used to everything. Last car I drove today was an STO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 8.8 is the shift, right? With the fluid coming out and the...
For some reason, the screen wash, when you're under heavy braking, because the screen wash tank's in the back, it travels forward.
Okay.
Really, I should put like a tap on it or something. So it can't travel forward. These are a bit more.
Yes! Yeah, it's amazing. Woo! Dude, what? Unreal.
That was unreal, man. That was...
Woo! Woo! I was thinking, like, it's like the previous lap with the AK-40 was also following the M2, and on the last lap... Hello!
That's what my mate is.
Yeah, on the last lap we passed the M2, and as we're coming in, it's like, oh, where's the power? And it's like the empty fuel. Like, no, but
oh, I can't believe it. So just before we went out, we had half a tank. Normally, I'd always make sure I'm about 3/4 of a tank. It was just, yeah, running a bit low on time. But like, look, we've already gone way up. It's just there's no
surge.
baffling in the sump at all. So.
Wow, what a car! This is amazing. Yeah. Like I said, I need to build myself a K series. This is just like so much emotion, so much work, and this is finally like the K20. Yeah, it revs a bit higher, up to 9,000 RPM, but the torque here is so much better. It helps a lot, especially on a high-speed section, on the uphill section. So, and the double wishbone front suspension. My God, what a great system that is, because you feel everything through the steering wheel, because you have no power steering, so you feel what the car does, and you know that whatever the front is doing, that the rear is going to replicate as well, because it's not a fixed axle, so you know, like, okay, you know exactly how the car is going to react. It was set up a bit soft for my liking,
okay,
but it was not horrible, you know. I was still doing stuff what I was doing because I was confident in the car.
That's good, yeah.
And the brakes, we only locked up once, I think. It was somewhere in...
Yeah, down... Yeah,
somewhere... Yeah, but it was like a minor one. It was not nothing crazy. It's... oh yeah, before Metzgersfeld, when I let the M3 pass, I think.
That was it.
I saw him in my mirror and let him... but...
That was good fun that we managed to have with him.
Exactly. I mean, of course, we had some traffic as well, him and I, but it was fantastic lap. It was freaking amazing. Again, this proves that... Yeah, these cars are... That's the only thing you need in life, man. Or on track. So of course, it takes a lot of time to get up to a level to be comfortable driving these things, because you have no ABS, no EC, nothing. It's like if you, especially in the beginning when the tires were a bit cold and I didn't know how the car was reacting. I think somewhere like Sabine Schmitz or something. It was like, okay, like going a bit to the outside, just to let the car run, because I knew that if I would like lift or something, go on the brakes, then the back end just gonna step out and by. We're done for it. So, but it's amazing. So, if you would have to rough indication like what's the cost of the build, so I know for myself. or we should not say it so your wife doesn't know.
She'll be fine. You're probably looking around. I would say this has probably set me back overall, including because, like I say, I bought the shell. It was a guy breaking it up like Scotland way, and when I bought the shell, I selected a few bits off it, but not much. And so overall, I'd say I'm probably about, including building the engine, the box, because it has got a limited slip diff and all of that, probably around the 20 grand mark.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's not nice to think about. It was just like, once again, yeah, building the engine with all of them bits that soon.
But how much is the engine then? Like that's because for me that I guess it's like the most costly part.
I think the engine got me back like around the 6-7 grand mark. It was about that. I literally, funnily enough, it was me and matey in that blue M240 that built it. So
I'm sorry, no disrespect, but like when people buy 20 grand wheels for their Porsche because they're magnesium light, and you can get for 20 grand this.
Well, there you go.
No, like seriously, what the hell we're talking about here? This is amazing.
But yeah, the plan over winter now is to go to a Haltech ECU, Haltech dash, and then there's some other bits I want to refine and just make a bit better now.
Yeah.
And like I was saying to you about the gearbox and the carbon synchros, but to be honest with you didn't have a single issue with the gearbox, so that's good to see. Yeah,
no, it was fine. Shifting was perfect, even because it felt like it was actually quite good, quite perfect in a way, because like Brunchen, I think I kept it. No, Brunchen had yellow flag anyway, so it doesn't matter. But that's usually that's my kind of indicator point. When if we keep it like the whole Brunchen through first, then it's like okay, perfectly suited gearbox. Because quite often you need to like upshift to fourth quickly for literally like 20 meters and then go back again. No, it's been really good. Even like the high-speed sections, I think Foxhole, I think we took it in 6th, and then we shifted down back to 5th before going over the curb. And if the car is unstable, if I'm not too comfortable with the gearbox or the car, I'm not gonna do that shit up there, you know, going climb over the curb and then still downshifting. But it's really, really good. How did the temps and everything went?
They were really good actually, yeah. Nothing too bad, of course. But yeah, no, they were actually really good whilst going and everything. And then right now the fans are kicked in and they're just pulling the coolant down.
Dude, amazing. Yeah. Amazing. Like we're sending at almost 9,000 RPM and the car has no problems with cooling whatsoever. I'm blown away. Like I don't know, for whatever reason I thought that building something like that is going to be like over 30,000 euros.
I think the fact though that, like I say, me and my mate done a lot of the engine work and the other work, I think that helped out big time.
Yeah, because the labor cost would have been
exactly
significantly higher for sure.
But other than that, a lot of it was order. It was built at, was it just after? I think it was just after lockdown, and it was a case I bought the car and then I just started ordering the parts. I've got a really good parts supplier, so they've helped me out massively, sourced me loads of stuff, and just constantly been able to.
No, this is fantastic. This is like one of my, like, I'm currently, like I said, I'm considering like a K build. It would be either an EK or an EG because of the double wishbone front suspension. That's probably the best handling car out there. EP3 is of course cheaper, easier, but still a bit on the heavier side, and
the emotion's not there. Like, don't get me wrong, they are great to drive, the EP3, but the emotion's not quite as high as what it is in this.
Yeah.
The electric steering and that, they are honestly really great cars.
They're great cars. I would rather drive an EP3 than, I don't know, Volkswagen Golf 7, you know?
I 100%
you know.
I agree. Have you considered like DC2 Integras at all, or?
I haven't driven one. I want to. Because I driven DC5. It was alright, but it felt on the heavy side.
My friend's here with me. He's got a B18 DC2.
Okay.
He literally bought that a few weeks ago, and it's a lovely car. I'll be honest with you, driving it literally just feels like this.
Yeah.
It feels very similar. Obviously, it doesn't have the power that this has got at the minute, but other than that, it's a great car.
Okay, yeah, that's something I still need to try to see how it works, how it handles. But for me, like this and the EK, for me, were the best handling cars.
The only thing I found, and it's personal preference, I 100% agree, I feel like out the box, EGs look a bit better. If you buy an EK9 or an EK4, happy days. They honestly look phenomenal.
Yeah.
But some of the other EKs out the box, they just don't quite look as great.
No, yeah, indeed, it would be K40.
Everything needs.
Yeah, everything needs a lot of time and care. Like EK9 would be, of course, great, but the only difference with EK4 and EK9 is the chassis points. But the rest is the same. If I'm going to build such a car, I'm going to fully cage it anyway. And at that point, it doesn't matter. And then at that point, I don't need to ruin a perfectly fine EK9 for people who are, I don't know, want to enjoy them stock or collect them.
So like I said, when I was at SPS Motorsport earlier, we were speaking about just prices of here and the UK.
How is this?
So right down and now down.
Okay.
So we were talking about prices between here and the UK. And like, the price of a K motor out here is, I thought the UK was ridiculous. Like, Ks are getting on to like 1,500 to 2 grand in places in the UK, whereas here it's like way more. Like this K24, I bought the K24 engine for £800.
Can I just switch it off?
Yeah, just switch the, switch the two, flick them down. There you go.
Okay.
And then I'll just put it on there actually. Yeah, happy days. But
you were saying the pricing? The
pricing, yeah, is ridiculous out here. Well, it's just, unfortunately, it's just how it is. But then at the same time, well, and a euro is obviously...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, actually, no, that's not too bad, because I'd imagine, say, 7,000 euros, it's not going to be... It sounds bad when you say 7,000 euros.
Nowadays, you can get a loaf of bread for that money. Unfortunately, you know, it's like, you know, every time you go shopping, like it's at least like 150 euros because dog food alone is 40. Like, you know, it's like, okay, great.
But no, it's look, we're going right back up now. It's definitely, I think maybe like a as much as it seems going full out, maybe like a swirl pot would be best.
Yeah.
And I think a full cage is needed because it's getting to that point.
It's getting to the point that it's like, sketch. I'm not gonna put it on camera.
no, that's completely fine by me.
Alright, no, amazing. No, hey, thank you so much.
Honestly, it's great meeting you.
It was fantastic.
You're probably gonna see me shitting myself. Yeah. I've never been that fast in this car and in any car, really, around the ring. I've done some fast laps in the ring, but like, they were in like M3s.
Yeah. It feels different.
It's a completely different
This feels much faster when you go fast because it's all the emotion, like you said, and it's just like, okay, this is fast for this chassis, for everything, and it's a different experience.
It's amazing at how well it handles it though. Like, so the tracking, like the geo setup we're going with, it's nothing ridiculous. We got -2.5 degrees camber front, 1.5 degrees camber rear, 0 toe throughout. And that is simply because I have found whenever you start to put any towing on this, at the high speeds, it's not nice to drive.
No, I can imagine.
It starts to wander a bit and feel a bit thing. And for this track, the high speeds is where you're at quite a lot of the time.
Yes.
So
it felt super neutral. I was actually really impressed. Like the EK4 that I drove, like the back end wanted to step out significantly more than this car. And
so last year I come, it was like that. I actually had the same corner you locked up on, I had the arse end out and it was a little bit questionable.
Okay.
And what I found it was simply just the rear shock dampening. It was too high. They're 32-way dampening, like, you know, like most shocks now. And I think I was at around 7 or 8. Now we're probably only at 2 on the rear and 5 at the front. It is,
like I said, it is soft. Maybe a bit too soft for my liking, but it was not horrible. It was actually quite nice because you do not want to unsettle this car, and that's why, like, with all the bumps, it's like, okay, I would rather have the car floating. You can feel like every suspension like really like go through. It was like really something that you cannot show on camera or something. It's like you feel literally through the steering wheel from the rear. It's like, wow, okay, the car just like really like a spider grabs the road, you know?
All we need to do is get a GoPro bolted in the wheel arch, pointing at the suspension.
Like typical best motoring days, like, you know, you see like
it's brilliant. It's definitely brilliant.
It's amazing. Thanks again.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try to do maybe a couple of more laps. Not that long. It's like only 40 minutes or so.
What else have you got?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to do anything because this is like I said, I drove STO today and I drove this. This is like, fuck, this is the best thing ever. And to get into anything else from now on, like I don't wanna end the day on a bad note, you know?
Oh no, I completely understand.
No, this is I think I'm done for the day.
I can't blame you at all.